Wow, guys, let's say that I missed a couple of great stuff these past weeks, despite of the fact that I was making, weekly releases video, and well, this one is a good example of what I missed and what I absolutely need to talk to you about. Also, this video will include some of the best releases of the last week of July before we start the ranking. But first, let's talk about this total alien album. Welcome to Made Out of Metal. This is Melo. Make yourselves comfortable. In this video, we will explore really the depths of the underground metal scene, and well, there's gonna be a lot to discuss. And starting with this one, this is a band called Caligram, and Caligram is a band from London in England, and they produce a mix of black metal and hardcore. And believe me, when I read the description of this album, I say, ooh, that must sound very, very harsh, very loud, very brutal. And wow, what a slap in the face. It's not for everybody, I'm telling you. It's really violent. It's really kind of music that you can say it's in your face from start to finish, but it's also coupled with great melodies from there and there, and it mixes really different kind of stuff, you know, and all along you have a journey with this album. It's violent, but it's so well composed, well arranged, well organized, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It's so a British band from London, Caligram, and it's their second LP called Position Momentum, and it was released on July the 14th under Prosthetic Records. 8 tracks, 40 minutes. Short, but God, wow! It's just amazing. I couldn't put it in my ranking because when on the moment I discovered this album late, because I already made, you know, the script of my of this video, you know, with my top 10. So I say there's no way that I can't miss this one in a video, so I have really to include it in this episode. So this is not part of my ranking, but guys, if you didn't discover this one, I really strongly recommend you do, because it's just an amazing album. It's violent, I'm telling you that. Just with the clip that I showed you here, you see it's really, you take really like a big slap in your face. It's in your face metal, you know, but it's so great. So I wanted to make an introduction of this video with that. So it's the album Position Momentum from the British band Caligram. Don't miss it. So now moving on, before our top 10 ranking of the month of July, some of the great releases that came out on July the 28th and that didn't make it to the top yet. So far, July was very poor in black metal. That was until this week's releases. The 28th of July was so rich in black metal. I don't know, maybe the bands communicated together and say, okay, let's wait, let's make the guys wait for black metal until the last moment in July, because wow, so many great releases in black metal this past Friday, July the 28th. And this is the first example here with a Danish band who produce a mix of black and death metal, Panzer Christ. So it's not a new band, of course, you know them, they are on the scene since the late 1990s, and here they come this year with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8th album called Last of a Kind. So it released on July the 28th under Emancipation Productions. It's 8 tracks for 45 minutes. It's totally amazing, pure black metal, very harsh, and it was my first selection, but that's not all for this week. Another great release in black metal that you can't miss, and this time I'm bringing you to France with a band called Beyond the Permafrost. So it's pure black metal. It's their debut, Fallen from the Throne, which released also on July the 28th. 7 tracks for 32 minutes. It's easy listening, it's quick listening. You have actually 5 tracks that reach more or less between 4 and 8 minutes, and in between you will have 2 instrumental tracks, including the one that closes up the album. It's great black metal. I absolutely love the artwork. So if you're looking for great black metal for this month, this one is also in my selection of these releases that released this 28th of July. That's not all. Another selection in black metal that released this past Friday, July the 28th, and this time we are in Denver, Colorado in the US of A with a band called Augur, and they released their debut called Omen, also on the 28th of July. 10 tracks for 46 minutes of pure black metal. Just look at the artwork, you will understand that is the case, and that's not all. A 4th album of black metal that you can't miss, and this time we are more specifically in the progressive black metal stuff here with a Houston, Texas-based band, Urbane, who released their debut, A Soul Purged, also on the 28th of July. It's 9 tracks for 41 minutes. It's great tracks between 5 and 7 minutes, and you know, they are really also cut with some instrumental tracks all along the album. 4 instrumental tracks. It's really atmospheric. It's really ambient as well. You know, it's we explore really the progressive way of the black metal here. It released under Hypnotic Dirge Records, also July the 28th. Take a listen of this one. Black metal that released the same day, July the 28th. I'm telling you, this was the black metal week. This week we have an EP here, an EP from a band that I really cherish a lot. It's a Slovakian band, Stan Garrigal, and this is an EP. It's not a full length. They released the full length last year in 2022, and they are back with an incredible EP here. Vinyl is in my hands there. It's I don't speak Slovakian, so I'm gonna try it. Metafizika Barbarstwa. Voila! It's an EP, so it's quite short. It's a little bit more than 22 minutes, if I remember right. And it's really a pure, let's say, a black metal, really raw, with some folky elements. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's only 3 tracks, so it's an EP, it's short, but this guys is really, for the time being, the best EP of the year so far. It's absolutely phenomenal, and you have to know, if you don't know Stan Garrigal, the guy behind Stan Garrigal, there are 2 actually, Lesodif and Stalagnat, and they are also part of another band that I really cherish a lot. well, not the two of them actually. It's only let me see so that I don't say bullshit. Yes, it's also Adam, who is playing the guitars on this EP and on this band. He's also part of Malo Karpatan, that is another Slovakian band that I really cherish. And their album Krupinske One that released in 2020 was my favorite black album of that year. So it's just to tell you that I love them. And this EP is just fantastic. So don't miss this new EP from Stern Garrigad if you like, this kind of black metal coupled with folky elements and a little bit maybe of dungeon synth there. It's absolutely fantastic. Also released this 28th of July. This time we are in Denmark and we are in a genre that explores both black and death metal, but also doom metal. And this is the band Tongs, who released their second LP, Formloses Hjörner, that released on the 28th of July. 4 tracks for 38 minutes. If you're looking for something like crossover between 3 genres, doom, black, and death, this is a great one to discover. I love the artwork as well. And last but not least, for these releases of the 28th of July that you can't miss but are not part of my ranking of July, is a UK-based band, black metal and ambient here, The Sun's Journey Through the Night. It's their 4th LP called Wordless, released also on the 28th of July under Church Road Records. It's 6 tracks for 39 minutes. It's a great album, full of ambient sounds here, but we are still in black metal here. This is it for my selection of the best releases of this past week of July, the last week of July 2023. And now let's get to the serious stuff, my top 10 of the month of July. Let's go!
Let's rock this joint!
We are in Montreal, in Quebec, for my number 10 of this month. This is pure traditional death metal with Serpent Corpse with their debut Blood Sabbath. It released on July the 5th under Temple of Mystery Records, 9 tracks of 38 minutes. It's absolutely great if you're looking for something really old school with regards to death metal. This is the best entry for this past month. In London, in the UK now, for the first entry in black metal of this ranking of July. This is Deitus with their third LP, Irreversible, that came out on July the 14th under Candlelight Records. 6 tracks for nearly 39 minutes. It's absolutely great. This track is really my favorite of the album. It's more ambient, it's more atmospheric, but the other tracks of the album are more into the harshness of the black metal, if you will. Great artwork. I absolutely love it, and this is my entry number 9. Don't miss it. It's Irreversible, the new album from UK band Deitus. Now this one just took me by surprise. I just discovered it just before recording this video, so it immediately went into my top 10 and at the 8th position for this month. This is a raw black metal band from Michigan in the US of A. This is a debut, and the band is called Ku-Upir, and the debut album title is Tychus. It's 8 tracks for nearly 41 minutes. It's absolutely great, very raw black metal with some folky elements over there. It's an independent release, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It released independently. They are not signed yet, and I just love the artwork. It's the artwork itself who caught my attention, and I absolutely don't regret to have had the curiosity of digging out this album. It's absolutely fantastic. So this is Ku-Upir with their debut Tychus. Metal album, and this released as well on the 28th of July, so it's all fresh. It's a German band from Koblenz near Trier, and their name is Porta Nigra, and Porta Nigra is the name of a famous architectural famous building that is located in the Trier town, and they took their name from this building. If you want to check the history, it's up to you. I'm not giving you a history class here, but so they are German from Koblenz, and they produce avant-garde black metal. This is their 4th LP called Weltende, and it released on July the 28th at the Soul Cellar Records. It's 9 tracks for 48 minutes. You can compare their music and their art to Cannon and Fieber, because they also include some ambient vocals, in German between their tracks and also within their tracks. And if you like Cannon and Fieber, you will for sure like Porta Nigra. It's a great release for your black metal selection for this month and this year. This time we are in the melodic death metal genre, and I'm bringing you to the USA as well, this time in Ohio, with the band Astral Born, so melodic death metal, second full-length album called Across the Eons, melodic death metal that released under Prosthetic Records on the 28th of July. What a week this was. This is nearly an hour, it's 55 minutes of great melodic death metal. I love the artwork and this album is great, but it's not the only one in this subgenre, because the next entry is also melodic death metal. This one is clearly one of the best melodic death metal albums of the year so far, if not the best. Insomnium is over there, and this one, Aetherian, is just right there. It's a Greek band from Athens. It's their second full length called At Storm's Edge. It released on July the 14th under Life Force Records. 8 tracks for nearly 43 minutes. It's absolutely fantastic. It's the new album for Greek band Aetherian. If you love Insomnium, if you love the new Insomnium album, this one is very close to with regards to the quality of their writing, of the compositions. It's absolutely great. Is so rare that on this channel I talk about technical death metal albums, but this one is technical death metal and it's absolutely phenomenal. It totally escaped my radar. It's with watching some other dudes' videos and reviews on YouTube that I found out about this band and about this album. The band is called the Zenith Passage. They are from Los Angeles in California, and they produce some technical death metal. It's their second LP called Data Elysium. It released on July the 21st under Metal Blade Records. It's 9 tracks for 46 minutes. And it's absolutely phenomenal. It's really rare. I'm telling you that I include some technical death metal albums on this channel, but this one is clearly the best in the genre so far for 2023. 9 tracks for nearly 46 minutes. You have amazing guitar solos, you have amazing drums, amazing lyrics, you have an amazing composition there. It's absolutely great. If you're looking for the best technical death metal album of the year so far, this is the one, I'm telling you. entering now the top 3 for July, and we are getting back to black metal, and we are staying into black metal until the last number of this ranking. This is Wurger at number 3. It's a Switzerland band, actually from Zurich, that produce pure black metal, we could say a little bit melodic black metal. It's their second full length called Panspermic Warlords. Their debut released back in 2015, so it took 8 years for the band to release a second LP. So it released under I Void Anger Records, one of my favorite labels for this subgenre, and it's released on July the 28th as well. Another example of that incredible week of July. It's 7 tracks for 49 minutes of pure madness. This is clearly one of the best black metal albums of this year, 2023. I'm telling you that it took me really by surprise. And it's absolutely great. This is a great black metal, very melodic, very harsh as well, a little bit progressive from there to there, and it's really great. Honestly, guys, don't miss this album. It's Wurger with their second LP, Panspermic Warlords. If you follow my videos regularly, there is absolutely no surprise for you about my number 2 and my number 1 for this month. Number 2, this is some Native American black metal, melodic black metal from the state of New York. It's Black Braid with the sequel Black Braid 2, which is absolutely phenomenal. It came out of nowhere last year, Black Braid 1, which was absolutely great, but people were saying it was an EP because it was too short. Well, here you have no excuse to dig this album because it's more than an hour long. It's 66 minutes long of great melodic black metal, and this is my number 2, Black Braid 2 from the Native American band Black Braid. Gonna spend a lot of time on this one. This is entry number 1, of course, the new Fen album, some atmospheric post-black metal from the UK. Really my crush of this summer. Clearly, I had the chance also to interview Frank, who is the lead vocalist and guitarist of this band. Check out the video, it's available still on the channel if you didn't see it. It's an amazing album and it's clearly my number 1. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time explaining to that. I also made the review of this album. Everything is on the channel, so no surprise that it ends up at entry number 1. Also, just to note that I have one honorable mention, for July. It's not in the ranking because it's not really part of the albums that I rank on this channel. It's traditional heavy metal from the 80s, Greek band Telemite, which absolutely blew my mind away in July. And if you like heavy metal, traditional heavy metal that sounds really like you were in the 80s, I also really strongly recommend you discover this album. The full review of this album is also available on the channel. So, what are your thoughts about my ranking? What are your personal crushes for this month of July? Please feel free to put that in the comments on this video. And we can discuss that further offline. Without further ado, now a clip for a moment of fast forward to end up this episode. It's a band that I discovered in 2021 with their debut album, The Circle, a German band, and they are back in August, next month, late August, with a new LP. And I remember that I interviewed Stan from the band in 2021, and he told me that one of his favorite bands of all time was Neo Obliviscaris. Well, now in their second album, they have a featuring with Tim on the violin from Neo Obliviscaris, and I will leave you with a clip of that track. I can't wait for this album. The vinyl is already pre-ordered on my side. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode, guys. Don't forget to like, to share, to comment, and subscribe to Made Out of Metal if it's not done yet. It's really, really important for me. And I will see you very soon on a next episode. This was Melo. Ciao!
You know we will meet again.